What if I told you the greatest trades don't start at breakouts? They really start when everyone is afraid to buy. That's right, Wingstop, the chart that I'm gonna show you behind me, did one of the most powerful patterns that you can ever see as a trader, and we're gonna break it down step by step. And at the end of the video, I'm gonna tell you where I think would be a great spot for you to get in and make a whole lot of money in this trade. What's good, man? It's your boy, the Wall Street Trap, and y'all know Trap been deep in them charts lately, and we're making a whole bunch of bread in my communities because I just feel like technical analysis match with the fundamentals truly take us to another level, right? And so that's my goal, is to teach us, give us as much game as we can so we can go get that money out the market. Yo, what if I told you the best trades don't start with breakouts, they start when everybody is afraid? And Wingstop just printed one of the most powerful patterns that any trader can see. And today, I want to show you how the smart money is making money while the dumb money, so say, is missing out on a lot of money. So the goal for us today is to turn you into smart money and help you recognize some trades. What's good, family? It's your boy, the Wall Street Trap, and y'all know we've been digging in these charts. We've been printing money out the market, even at all-time highs. And I want to show you how to navigate this game with confidence so you can get that bag. So before we get into it, I want you to like, subscribe, and at the end of this video, I'm gonna show you where I will get in at as a high probability trade. Let's get to it. All right, so what we gonna do right here, we looking at Wingstop on the daily time frame. Now, for me, when I trade, a lot of times I like to do multiple time frames, what people like to call top-down analysis. So that's when you're looking at, for me, I start off with the monthly so I can get an overall view, and then I'm gonna go down to the daily, I'm gonna skip the weekly, I'm gonna go down to the daily, and then 4 hour, and then 1 hour is where I make my execution at. So we're gonna look at this Wingstop chart right here, y'all, and we're gonna break this down all the way fundamentally. Now, one of the things I want you to do is, while you watching me, it'd be really, really dope if you see what I'm looking at, and then the next time you watch it, you look at it with your chart. One of the things I know that's real cool is we all look at charts different. So we can follow somebody while they teaching on a chart, but if we're looking at our chart at the same time as they doing it, it just gives us a more intimate learning situation right there. That's what I've learned, right? Like when I'm teaching somebody like in here, I'm like, no, pull up your chart while I got my chart. And then while because you're gonna navigate your chart a little different. So if we could do that together, that'll be real dope, right? So here's what we're gonna do. The first thing we do all the time is look at the current candle, which is this candle right here. I always identify that current candle. That's important for us because that's our navigator, right? So the current candle right here, 346, that is our current navigator. Everything that we do moving forward from here is predicated from where this is. So first we identify this candle right here, which is at 346, which is our daily. The next thing we're gonna do is we wanna see where was the high did that come from. Now, the high where that came from is right up here, right above right at maybe 380. So that's good. So this swing, this move we at right now came from this candle right here, which is around 380. Now, the next thing I want to do is, where is the low that it came from? These things are so pivotal for me, right? So what we doing is we creating a navigational system, right? This is truly how I navigate these stocks, how I navigate my trades from a technical analysis. I first look at the current candle, where we at. I look at where the high that it come from, and then I looked at the low where it came from. Now, the low where it came from is right here, what I got circled. Now, what I want you to understand about this is called accumulation, right? This zone here is where real retail investors get bored. But this zone here is where institutional investors get ready to load up, either to the top or to the bottom. So what we got to do as retail investors is identify accumulation zones, because the hardest thing to do right here is trade this area. So this is where price gets tight, volume kind of flattens out, and a lot of retail investors lose convictions. But the professionals, this is where they're trying to navigate what's going to happen. And so what we want to do is two things in accumulation phase. We want to watch, confirm, then execute. And I'm going to show you how we're talking about. So we're going to look at the accumulation, We watch. That means we identify. Confirm, you're going to see this. This is called an inducement. This is a play that takes off, but we'll talk about that. And then we'll confirm the inducement. So we watch it, right? Accumulation. Every time we see accumulation, that's when the price not going away. That's why I got this circled. So you'll see between March and May, it just accumulated, right? Went a little up, went a little down, but I'll talk about that because we're going to zoom all the way out a little more. As you can see right here, we're going to zoom all the way out to 431, which is in October, where it hit our all-time high. This is important for us to see. This is important for us to see. You see me got the dotted line. This is where it hit all-time high. Now watch how we're going to work this thing. We found our current candle, right? We found our current candle, which is current price. We saw the high that current price came from, which is here. We saw the low. We call this a swing low, where everything here is based off this low. Come on, we cooking right here. We cooking right here, right? Everything that we got here is based off this low here. So we got current price, we got high that the current price came from, and we got the low, the swing low where everything was based off. Is we good there? And then we also got an all-time high. So this is our box. We understand our box. We understand the circle we live in. That's important. All right, so let's box this trade in for a second. Right, let's box this trade in so we know what's going on. All right, so what are we looking at, Trap? So the first thing we notice is this. Let's even start here. All right, recent, we're gonna go recent right here. This is this circle right here. All right, so recently what happens? Recently, what we see is, we see this green candle that pushed up, and then remember this. If you see a wick, which is this, this is called a wick. Remember, anytime you see a wick, that is considered rejection. Okay, that means a price rejected either at the top or the bottom. So one of the things I always look for is this. A wick means rejection, but a candle body means, watch this, close confirmation. Just put that in your head. Wicks mean rejections. Candle bodies mean close confirmation. Now, we're going to talk about that. Y'all with me right now? All right, so let's talk about it. Let's get into it. So what we see is, we see that if we're just looking at this out the gate, here's what we notice. We see that this move right here, it has been stopping at 334, right? And so how do we notice that? So we say, okay, we look at this move, and I like to, so here's my favorite saying. You gotta, watch this, before you can move right, you gotta look left. Watch this. Before you can move right, you gotta look left, because when you look left, it tells you exactly how to move right. Come on, come on. This is a good teaching moment right here, right? This is a good teaching moment. Before you can move right, you gotta look left, because when you look left, it shows you exactly how to move right. Come on, we gotta, I need us to sit on that for a second. All right, so here's what we see. We see this price here is 334. Now, what do we see? We see one, we see, watch this, this induced me here, 1, 2, bust down, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times it tried to break 334. So these times it sat on 334. This time it hit 334 and broke down before it shot back up. Now, what I like to do is find, once I see something like this, I want to backtrack. I'm going to look left to see what else happened at 334, right? I want to see if the future, if the present and the future may tell me something about 334, but what can I learn about 334 from the past? Oh my God. We're going to break this thing down, fam. We're going to break this thing down. So here's what I learned. Once we came back a little bit more, here's what we learned. We learned somewhere in December, January, we saw that we had a huge downturn at 334. And if we look at this accumulation phase right here, I'm gonna come right here with it. We see 334 got pushed up here, then it pushed over, then it came down, it pushed, buyers pushed it up, came back down. You see this, pushed down, it pushed above it again, stayed above it, pushed down, pushed all the way down, came back, 334, gap up to 354, shot back down, hit 334 with this spinning top, then came all the way down. So that tells us it fought 334 inside of this boring area. Now let's talk about this right quick. The greatest trades that I've seen so far are on the backside of boredom. While everybody be looking for fireworks, if you can spot boredom, which is accumulation, you can see something about that happen. Now, if we go back a little bit further, I should have had my thing back, you'll see a long red candle at 334 again. It sits on top of it. If you just scroll back past September, right past September on the same daily, you'll see another large red bearish candle that 334 sits on. So that means 334 was an established area. It acted as support and resistance. So I want us to be mindful of 334, right? That's a good area for us to say, okay, this may be something. So if I go back to the current area, we see we at 346. So now 334 becomes an important area for me moving forward. 334 becomes an important area for me moving forward. Here's why. Because I've seen 334 act as support, and I've seen 334 act as resistance. Come on, y'all. Come on, family. Come on, family. All right, let's go. We trapping right now? Just tell me in the chat, is we trapping, right? So now let's peel back some more layers. Where did all of this come from? So here's what's important for me. Again, for me personally, I like to dissect. I like to dig before I make a trade. This is why I'm not gonna lie, y'all. In the Patreon group, I think we, out of the last 25 plays we put in, we probably striking on like 19 of them. You know what I'm saying? Maybe 22 of them. I think the only one that kind of letting us down right now is Apple, Waste Management. Visa flipped on us. But we've been knocking them out the park. And it's because of this exact science. It's being able to look at a trade and not be so excited to get in the trade, but understanding the trade in totality. Meaning, where did it come from? What are some of the characteristics around certain points, right? Where the shooters at? Meaning, when I get somewhere, they start defending that block, 334. They start shooting that block up and the price start retreating. Where does it get boring at, right? So just rock with me on this. All right, so the next thing I wanna look at, as I'm looking at that, I'm like, okay, where did this trade come from? Like, how did we even get here to the current price? Well, we get here from here, right? We get here from there. So this swing low, which is around 200, was where this all started from. This started this uptrend. Now, let's get into something. An uptrend consists of higher highs and higher lows. The higher lows give the higher highs conviction. Meaning, we about to smoke them. We gonna smoke them, y'all. Meaning, in order for this high to be approved, it has to step on a low, like a step, right? So we'll make this make sense because we're gonna go back to this all-time high. Man, this is gonna be so good. I need y'all to just watch. If you watch this and you watch your screen, you're like, bro, I see everything dude talking about right now. So watch this. Right here at 431, it hit all-time high. Now watch this. Instead of trying to count every candle, here's what we know. This high to here, or we could come here, is a what? Lower high. This confirms it. But when you go this high steps on this high, which is a lower high. So that's stepping down. Think about a downtrend as the stock stepping down. Here's a step. 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 So every step gives the next price downward a conviction. So I don't like to look at every candle. That's too much. So for me, I'm like, okay, I identify the all-time high, and then I identify this right here. So this is a lower high. But that also means this has to be a lower what? Low. And then from here, we get a gap down, which is another what? Lower high. Which means it's a what? Lower low. Right, now watch this. I'm about to tell you something that's gonna blow your mind.